Yes, I'm stuck in a cave with a racing car. This is what I'm doing. Hello guys and welcome back to this new video. I took a small pause from developing Astoria with Unity to try out Core. Now Core is the sponsor of this video. It's a new PC gaming platform where anyone can create, share and play PC multiplayer games. It's completely free, powered by the Unreal Engine, and it's available on the Epic Game Store. You can build games from scratch with a high quality AAA graphics, no coding is required, and you can publish your game instantly for others to play. You can still make your own scripts, create your own game logic in Lua, make 3D models, or you can reimagine content shared by other creators. Thanks to the thousands of free music, sound, and art assets, and the built-in multiplayer system, creating a 3D single or multiplayer game by yourself is faster than ever before. Here are some examples of amazing games created with Core in less than 30 days, or those beautiful 3D worlds created in just less than 10 days. I mean, you have the tools, it's just up to your creativity. Yeah, cool, okay, but what about earning money? Well, Core has a 50% revenue share with its game creators through the Core Perks program. This is double the Roblox revenue share and 10 times more than Fortnite Creative's revenue share. Many Core creators have been able to pay their bills, buy their dream cars, and quit their day job with the help of the Perks program. So download Core now, use the link in the description, and start creating your own game. Okay, with that said, let's see what I can do with Core. I started by creating a new empty project. What I want to do is a little 3D world, so I guess I have to start with the terrain. Now, I can start sculpting it from scratch, but it's public knowledge that sculpting is definitely not part of my shadow skills, so I'm gonna use this cool feature where I can use a height map and the terrain will take that shape. Basically, I need a flat area in the middle surrounded by some mountains, so I'm gonna go with this one, and after some scaling and changing the depth of the height map, I got the result, which is kind of cool to me, so we can move on painting. For this terrain, I want to use grass and dirt textures. It's pretty simple, I just have to use the built-in brush feature, find the right size and strength, but I don't know where grass is supposed to grow on mountains, so I'm just gonna go with what I think is looking good. So if you find some physical inconsistencies, just ignore them. Okay, now that we have the basic shape and some colors, I'm gonna add some trees. For that, I'm not gonna place them manually, that would be a little bit insane and probably time consuming, so also for the sake of performance, I'm gonna use the foliage system. So I picked a tree that I thought it would fit in this landscape, set the minimum and maximum height and on what type of texture I want them to spawn, and I got trees. I can set more stuff like the normals and other things, but for this project this was enough. Alright, we have something going on. Let's say the surrounding is pretty much done. Now I wanted to have a river with a little waterfall that basically divides the flat area in two parts, so I carved it, and adding water was pretty simple. I just used the plane and added the water material, so it's pretty straightforward. I didn't have to change the color or the shape because I think it's fitting well. And as for the waterfall, fortunately I didn't have to model one myself. I found this one that I could use. I adjusted the size, the scale, and the rotation, and I got this result. I'm pretty happy with it, so I'm gonna move on. But first, at this point, I kinda had in mind what I wanted to do next, so I added another chunk of terrain, and you'll see what's gonna be used for. Well, now that we have this divided flat area that is gonna be filled up with buildings probably, it's time for some more painting. This time I used the brick and cobblestone material as a base for the buildings. Searching through the assets, I decided to use some Japanese houses and connect the two parts with two Japanese bridges. As for the buildings though, I thought of having the bigger area as a residential one, while the other one that is smaller with some little temples and something different. I know the space is not much, but I didn't want to have like a huge thing, just a few buildings for a very small village. I then surrounded the village with a Japanese temple wall with entrances in specific points like the bridges, and after not that much time I finished it, and this is how it's looking from the inside. You should consider that I didn't take in consideration anything concerning buildings position or Japanese traditions and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm just placing things in a way that I think it's looking good. Nice. I don't know if you remember the chunk of terrain that I added before. Well, I'm gonna place a pagoda temple on top of it. So as usual, some painting and we're ready to place it. I now have to build something to reach this place, so I used the pre-made stairs, also from the Japanese temple assets, which suits very well with the ambience. I had to work my way around this mountain, but it was not too difficult thanks to the fact that the single assets can be divided and single parts can be reused, and after some time I finally finished it. I added some pillars as a support and because they look good, and with this I think we're done with the major things. Before moving on and changing the overall look of the scene, let's try some multiplayer. There is a little button here. I want 2 players and a high quality preview, and here we go. This is working. This was faster than I thought. I might set up something with multiplayer in the future or just add the gameplay to this. I don't know if I'll have time. We'll see. Now, time for a big change. I want this whole thing to be at nighttime. So I removed the default sky and placed another one. At this point, I should add some lanterns inside the village since it makes sense. And we're done. This is the final look of the little 3D world that I created. Let me talk about my experience with Core. Honestly, I enjoyed doing this 3D world. Not gonna lie, it was more fun than I expected, but what surprised me the most is how simple it is to achieve something that is good looking. I mean, Core takes care of a lot of stuff that you don't want to mess up with, and with this approach, I had the feeling that really anyone can make a game. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching my experience with Core. Don't forget to check it out, link in the description, it's completely free. Besides that, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next video.